Hey guys, how's it going? It's Calvin Raab. So do you have a dream vacation out there that you've always been thinking of going, but it's just constantly, you're just kind of kicking the can down the street and it just never really happens because the finances were never really there? Well, if that's your case and you really want to make it happen, this video is for you, because in this video, I'm going to go over 5 different ways that you can save for a vacation and do it quickly. So you could take that dream vacation of yours sooner than you ever thought with these 5 methods. So they're in no particular order, but they're good to know. Let's jump into it, and hopefully in the end of this video you'll have an idea and kind of a plan to go about taking your dream vacation pretty soon. So let's get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Calvin Raab. I make videos all about personal finance, so if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. The first step, and this may seem pretty basic, but figure out how much it will cost. So what you can do here is, look at plane tickets and figure out how much those will cost, any other expenses that you may incur, if there's anything you gotta buy, if you wanna get like a camera or something like that, or if you gotta get clothing or anything along those lines, add all that up and figure out how much that grand total is gonna be. Now what you can do is you can take that and divide it by, suppose you have a date you want to go, divide it by the number of months till then, and then you can figure out how much you got to save each month. Or you could work the other way, figure out how much you can right now save each month, and then add that all up and see how many months it would take till you get to that grand total, and then that's when you can take your vacation. So you can look at it from that angle, but the key here is just to figure out how much it's going to cost all in all, just so we have a number in our head. The second thing you need to do is lower that grand total. So we just added up all the prices and you now know how much it's going to cost. Now it's time to cut that down. And you can do that really in a number of ways. So maybe if it's a dream ski vacation or something like that and you got to get ski boots and ski clothing, buy it in the off season. Buy that jacket in the middle of summer or those ski boots in the middle of summer. It's going to be a lot cheaper then. You can also look for cheaper flights, figure out how you can get cheaper flights and different things along those lines, and just planning ahead, always looking at flights to see if any prices dip or anything like that. So the whole idea here is we calculated how much it's going to cost. Now it's doing everything in our power to try to lower that amount, to try to bring that date closer that we can take that vacation. Number 3 is visualization. Now when I say visualization, there's 2 things that I want you to visualize. I want you to visualize the place and visualize the saving. So you can do this, you can visualize the place, that's pretty simple, just by having a photo of it. Having a photo in your house somewhere that always reminds you, like, all right, that's the goal. When you're saving money, you're like, this saving is tough, like I really want to go out to eat a lot more or something like that. Well, if you just look at that place, it will constantly remind you, like, all right, that's the goal. That's why I'm being more frugal now. Maybe if you had that photo in your wallet or something, just anything that will help you and encourage you to save more money. And then visualize the savings. So this is something that I like to do, and I actually started doing this back when I was on ASB, Associated Student Body, back in my high school. We used to visualize our savings. So if we ever had any fundraiser where we're raising money, we used to have just something that would measure how much we made. So if there was, we would have a thermometer, and usually it would have like, suppose like $2,000 was the goal. It'd have $2,000, and then as everyone added money, they'd be able to go and draw a red line, and it would up it more and more and more. And that was a visualization of it. So it allowed people to see, there's the goal, and you can get up to it. So I really like the idea of visualizing your savings, and it's cool because it kind of makes it a game as well, which almost kind of makes it fun. And I like fun, so it's a good thing to do. Number 4 is look into travel rewards credit cards. So there's a lot of credit cards out there that help you with travel. I'm sure you've heard of them, like, oh, you get this many miles with this particular credit card. So see which one works for you. Maybe if you sign up for this particular credit card, you get this many miles, or you get this many miles off of this amount of purchases, and use those credit cards in your life. Use them like you would normal debit cards, except now you're getting miles and different things like that. Maybe that can lower the price of a particular plane ticket or anything like that. And hopefully all in all, that will just help you lower that grand total. And this will also be nice when you're on vacation too. If you're traveling and that card gives you good either cash back maybe, or some travel rewards points or something like that when you're traveling, that can also be helpful to get a little bit of money, and that way the cost doesn't sting so much. Number 5 is set up a travel savings account. So this is something where you can do it really at any bank, and you can create a savings account particularly for travel. So I highly recommend also an high APY, annual percentage yield, a savings account that has high interest. That way you're making a little bit of money on it. But maybe you want to title it somewhere where you're going, trip to Paris or something like that. that. And it's just able to just remind you that that's what that savings account is for. And you can take money out when it's to go on that particular vacation. So that just helps separating it from your finances. That way you don't have it like in your checking account or anything like that. It is out and it is often its own savings account. Maybe you can have direct deposits or something like that that just keeps helping that grow more and more and more. So that may be something you want to think into. Just separating it from your finance is kind of the goal with that. All right, so that will wrap it up. Those are 5 different ways that you can save for a vacation. You can do it pretty quickly. If you take into consideration a couple of these ideas and you start implementing them into your life, you can start really saving up quite a bit of money and fairly quickly. So I would love it if you guys would let me know any other ideas that you guys would have, or maybe a dream vacation. Where would your dream vacation be? Where do you want to go? And for me, let's see, I guess I haven't thought about this too much, but I'd really like to go to Japan. I think that's one place that I think is just really, really cool. I have a friend that actually speaks Japanese, and he was telling me about Japan, and I've just always had a fascination with it. I'm also really into Japanese food and different things like that. And it's just, Japan always looks like a whole nother world. Tokyo just, it's so different from here in Southern California, and I think that's really cool. I love traveling places when everything is different, and I think that's just one of the coolest things about Japan. It's a whole different culture, it's a whole different world, and I would love to see it. So that's mine. I would love to know what yours is, and then on top of that, let me know maybe some ways that you recommend saving. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. If you're new here, my name is Calvin Raab. I make videos all about personal finance, so if you're interested in anything like that, I would love it if you would subscribe. But that will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, my name is Calvin Raab, and I'll see you soon. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. So I'm gonna move to the corner of your screen here. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you are gonna see my most recent video. And if you look in the lower left-hand corner, you're gonna see a video that YouTube and I each think that you would like. And if you haven't yet, you can hit my face right here and subscribe. As always, my name is Calvin Raab, and I'll see you soon.